Yeah, it just feels like a little bit of a comfort pick here, and it's not terrible for the draft. You can pair the Pulverize with like Cyclone and Gnar ultimates. Like, it can be very good for combos. You can run through a lot of the damage that Live Sandbox puts out with your ultimate. I could definitely look for a Hex Splash angle in mid as well. I think he'll probably take that rune. We'll see.
All right, some hopeful Nongshim fans in Lore Park here today as this lane. That's a nice pulverize from Snowflower, though, as the Ricochet is trying to get some damage back, of course. With the slight adjustment to Sivir, Ricochet does feel a whole lot better when there's less minions around, but it's still very dangerous if you just walk at a Sivir in a minion wave.
Yeah, it is very annoying. Okay, fight over the scuttle here. I know who my money's on. Yeah, matchup.
Warrior Trickster, of course, blocked there, but the smite comes through, and now Dread finds himself on the wrong side of the map. This is not going so well here for the Wukong, unfortunately. He's trying to buy as much time as he can, as Croco doesn't even bother hitting him.
A lot of extra CS lost for Dove, and it looked like, okay, yeah, you lost your Alistair ult. Looks bad for you in the fight, but Nongshim found value elsewhere on the map.
Well, beat drop comes down. There's the root. Emperor's Divide's fantastic to deny the pulverize from Snowflower. And Closer, once again, just using the ultimate to disengage from anything. And for Closer to actually find an impact with his ultimate.
No choke point control here for Live Sandbox is such a risky fight to take into BDD's ultimate.
Yeah, it's going to have to be a fantastic ult to come through. Okay, well, Croco's going to miss it. That's the one we were talking about. Final chapter comes down. Snowflower goes for the engage. Closer immediately flashes away. Emperor's Divide going to be used. Is now Closer able to get himself out of the way. Now Canna trying to fight against Prince, who doesn't manage to get the spell shield off. Dove, meanwhile, is going to go extraordinarily low. Somehow, it's Sivir that locks down the Rift Herald, but they lose way too much for it. Dove and Croco both falling down, and Live Sandbox probably won't even be able to get the eye.
And now Closer teleports to this turret, which he will not save.
Oh no, Snowflower. Yeah, he's actually going to get spell shielded this time around. Prince just needs one more auto. BDD is now here trying to save his cow, as Dread's going to come on over as well, but it looks like Prince should be able to use the fleet of foot, and he'll be able to escape.
Yep. And then BDD was just ready for Snowflower to get in there and extend his charm. It was actually really well coordinated from Nongshim playing around their win conditions in the choke. Is Kana?
Well, there is a big Naba, but he doesn't have a lot of his health bar at the moment, as there is the snare from the final chapter. The snips are just ridiculous damage, and Croco going to be able to lock down that kill, and now Snowflower in trouble. He does have to ultimate, and now BDD is going to be the target. The Encore does basically nothing, as, guys, Gwen is immune, and Snowflower now is going to have to obey the laws of the Sand Soldiers. And he's going to be sacrificed. Live Sandbox find themselves a skirmish like they just somehow managed to do in almost every one of their games.
And Kyle is...
Yep, a rise in position there for Closer so that he makes sure that he has a way out. Croco just going to brute force his way in here as Snowflower looks a little bit silly after the flash from Closer. They just destroy the turret, and now Dove's teleported in. Teleport going to come through from Canna now, but I don't know whether this is what they want. He does get a big Gnar, and there's the Cyclone as well, but Croco survives for so long. Emperor's Divide comes through, but Closer is going to get ripped apart by Ghost. He's doing so much damage on the Aphelios, and this is what it looks like when they do manage to have Ghost in a team fight. Beat drop comes in, Dove is going to mitigate it entirely, and Prince manages to get that auto reset with the Ricochet.
Will they find Dread? I don't think so. That's just his clone. He's already gotten over the wall. Dove wants to chase him down, but I think he's just so far away at this stage, although how greedy is he?
Of the shifting sands, that gets Closer to relative safety. Gets another conquering sensor as well as Croco. He's going to flash out of the way of the Gnar. That was fantastic. And now the final chapter is going to come through. Live Sandbox finding the team fight kind of out of nowhere here as the needlework comes in. Ghost is the target. They're not going to be able to find him just yet as Live Sandbox just brute force control of the river.
Yeah, they brute force control of it, you know, because Croco just eats a bunch of cooldowns, pushes them back, and also BDD, the most important ultimate, he uses it on a target that could just get over the wall. Unfortunately, I mean, it was a great play from Closer. If they catch the Azir, it's a totally different story. Here we go.
Yeah, keep his verdict onto the clone, though, as now Snowflower dives in. That is going to be the Drake secured by Nongshim. Also, Poppy is just being taken out. Dove trying to get himself to relative safety as Prince is looking to just run his way out of the pit. Closer so close to death, and now can he land the house? Yes, he can. Locks down the Azir. Moving around the side, but Dread not going to fight off any bait or anything like that, is now there is a big old Nah, and there's a knock-up as well. There's just too much CC. You've only got one spell shield. The cat is immediately going to be taken down as well, as Croco at least survives. But now they don't have their Sivir. This could be absolutely disastrous for Live Sandbox, as this inhibitor is not going to be long for the world. Ghost is just so strong. And he had item disadvantage against the Sivir, but it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
She spends her entire time in the sky and then dies.
Yeah, it's the CC that Live Sandbox are facing with this composition.
And this is Crescendum Baron. This is going down extraordinarily quickly. Croco trying to get in there, but the headbutt. The bodyguard here with the cow is going to be good. Final chapter comes on through, though. It might be a 50-50. Croco gets knocked into the pit, and it's going to be stolen by the Poppy after he was dead. What the heck just happened? It doesn't really matter, though, because Nongshim is still going to stomp the team fight. Emperor's Divide lands onto one, and it does not matter. That's the ace. And Nongshim will win game one.
Yeah, I don't know how that was stolen. I guess red buff maybe is what burned through there after he died, unless it was an error or a bug with our UI. It just showed up weird, but it doesn't matter. We don't care about who has the Baron, because Nongshim is going to take the Nexus. That's what the Baron power play is. It's negative Nexus.
Yeah, the good old Baron for Nexus trade, and it wasn't even your Baron to take. Oh my goodness, Nongshim out of the gates absolutely amazingly here today. And I don't know what happened between last week and this one, but and Snowflower definitely did exactly what he needed to do. Dread also dying level 1, like level 3 or something like that.
Yeah, the first scuttle fight.
Yeah, fighting over a scuttle looked a little bit odd.
So I was feeling like, okay, maybe if you want to play the defensive Renata for Snowflower, it's easier to play, works well with your composition. Rakan can be strong here for different reasons, obviously. Works great with Azaya, can have the same sort of disengage opportunities, but if you mess it up,
Ooh, Nongshim fans are a little bit louder that time. I think they're beginning to believe Wolf. You know, to quote Morpheus a little bit here.
It's Ornn on the top side.
Well, Canner is just going to dive forward. Dove taking a whole host of damage as Dread going to avoid the knockup very nicely. And there's a flash, but there's also a kill. Nongshim take everything from the top lane of Live Sandbox. Ever 8 winners all those years ago. As Nongshim gonna have to deal with this. Snowflower is in a whole lot of trouble. He's gonna flash, gets himself out of the way. As Croco now stuck in the wall, actually has to flash to get himself out of this one. And now Closer also having to flash away. Kyle's the only one to hold on to his. Yep. As here's the Ornn that we were looking at. Croco trying to find Dread here, as he is brittle, but only for a moment, as now that's a huge Gnar from Canna, gets them all into the wall, but the Trundle's going to be taken down, the Gnar as well. Snowflower knocks everyone up, and Live Sandbox is somehow living. The Wallop will come down, and now Canna finally picks up the double kill. Can he make it more, though, is the question. Chains don't land. Closer is huge, as Snowflower gets the knock up, but the damage has been done, and it's a double from the Silas to answer right back.
So Silas will pick up 2 kills, 2 assists.
So this Gnar is going to have to be respected as the game goes on. Croco trying to get out of here as Dread comes on through. Kyle, yeah, he's going to be in trouble. The Gravitum is going to be there with the Moonlight Vigil, but Ghost is still able to mop up that kill. The Flash immediately having to come out. Battle Dance gets Snowflower over the wall, but Croco immediately follows.
Although they might wait. Nope, not going to wait for the Drake. I was going to say, you could wait
Waiting?
for the Drake.
Live Sandbox? No, that's not the thing that we do here. As Snowflower's trying to get out, and Dread might need to do the same thing. He does ult, and that is going to keep him alive. King's Tribute helping him out as well, but Croco looking for another one. They just execute the Trundle, and now Closer is going to find yet another target. The Xayah, just a sitting duck. And BDD underneath his turret, he's not safe here. He does have to break his stopwatch, but that should keep him alive for a moment, but they are licking their wounds after that.
Yeah, and the defensive setup here for Nongshim.
No, I 100% agree. I think that it's going to have to be on BDD getting a carry going, and he's going to flash onto Croco here as well. Great chain CC from Snowflower, but it's not quite enough. Dread finds him, and he's going to have to flash to get himself out of the way, and now Nongshim are all together. Dove's going to turn up, though, with the teleport, and he finds his way into the middle of 5 members of the enemy team. He's CCing them for absolutely forever, but Kyle is going to pay for his sins because Nongshim had no buttons left.
Yeah, I mean, this is Nongshim just win this fight because, like I said, they make the better macro call. They're grouped up better here. Kana shows up with a teleport. They're fighting in a choke point.
As BDD does have a, 20 CS advantage, but it's not the most massive of CS gaps that we've seen Rises have, as Closer now going to get flashed on here. If they can destroy the Silas, it's big news that he's going to dive into the team. Goes Golden, but where's the follow-up? Where's the answer? And the answer is nah, as Canna is just going to dive forward. Bit of a disengage there, as you can see, but they immediately Realm Warp to get control of this Drake Pit. And Nongshim, they make a proactive plays, Wolf.
They really are, and they're doing it coordinated now. Prince still in a good place to fight.
Never mind. This is the Giga Tank once again, but he gets denied by the pillar. There for that interruption. So nicely done from Dread. He does secure the Drake as well.
Nongshim, where are you going?
They're going in. They're trying to hook forward as Croco has to Heartbreaker his way out. Subjugate going to be used. He's just pushed against the wall. He was flashed earlier, and that is going to be a comfortable kill here. Dread now 2-2 and 4.
Sorry, I misspoke when I said Nongshim, where are you going? I meant Kyle, where are you going? He was looking for a hook there.
Doesn't really work when you have one less person because someone's dead. You can just give up that first Cloud Drake for Nongshim. As now Closer has to flash. Snowflower's chasing after him though. Grand Entrance is fantastic. And Snowflower, what did you have for breakfast? You have been playing fantastically. That's a huge 4-man. Nah, Closer's still dead. It looks cool, but it doesn't do anything.
Morel and Omicron getting some pretty big value here for BDD, making sure the Silas cannot live long enough to get another kill. And now Nongshim here, can they get away?
Oh, but this is the 4v5 power spike, Wolf.
Yeah, well, Prince is, again, not with the proper guns. No crescendum.
And if they give away a third Cloud Drake, it's not a huge deal. No matter how much of a huge fan of Cloud Drakes I am. All right, Hook is going to connect here as now Canna has to flash to get himself out. Depth charge on cooldown, but the hop is going to be there.
They're just trying to time out Closer's Gnar here, and they're playing it very well. They're playing this super slow. Once he loses that, he'll obviously have a few seconds of time where he can't steal an ultimate away. Liv Sandbox is going to trade this for a inner
for
turret.
base.
And I think this is actually way better for Nongshim. Closer's still holding an R-bar for a few more seconds.
Well, Ornhorn going to come on through there as Dove does find a knock-up onto BDD. That's going to break his crown for now. Croco in position for the 50-50. It's a great searing charge for the knock-up. The Gnar comes on in anyway as the Aphelios is going to murder everyone and the Baron. Oh, Nongshim, you didn't need to do it, buddies. It's not going to work out for you, as at least Ghost gets a couple of kills off the back end, but I think it's too much to give up.
I think holding onto this Baron is totally fine until they actually hard commit to coming at you. Then you need to leave. They held it for way too long. And now Liv Sandbox just going to walk down the finish line.
And there is that false sense of security that we were talking about. Nongshim thought that this was going to be their moment. It 100% wasn't. It was a Liv Sandbox moment. There is the ace in the end. And these Nexus turrets will just evaporate. Once again, the Aphelios is going to be successful in this series, and we're going to a Game 3.
This team fighting composition for being a complete failure against a proper setup fight for Liv Sandbox. And when they held that Baron, they gave Liv Sandbox the perfect 5v5. Really, the only 5v5 straight-up fight they took since the early game is the one that wins them the game.
And
Xin Zhao was the easy call here. So easy. You have a Lulu already. You have Seraphine set up for engage. You don't need hard CC. You just need to protect the Zeri. You're going to have... Oh, this is not this is not it.
No,
that's not it either. Nope. The Xin Zhao was the correct one, yes. Because I'm going to make all my color points about why it's good. You have the ability to keep Zeri. This one's not as bad as the others that were hovered. Okay, so let's not talk about Xin Zhao because it's not locked in.
The Liv Sandbox fan chant leader is starting to lose his voice as he has been yelling pretty enthusiastically over today. And honestly, like Azir at this point in time, it's just not exactly in the greatest of places. As Dread just lawnmowering after Croco here. As Dread is going to have his pillar put away, which is not what he wants. And now he's in a whole lot of trouble. Croco just fighting him. Not sure about this. He is on the wrong side of the map. BDD can move over if he wants to.
Yeah, but
we've got a bit of a gentleman's agreement, trading some puppies.
Closer will win out so hard if BDD comes over here. So Croco's just chasing Dread here, taking this better early game fight. It didn't go press the attack or, you know, like the lethal tempo or anything like that. He's just straight up phase rush on this Trundle, but he's ready to take this fight. You know, no press the attack or anything, doesn't matter. Just still looking to fight and give Closer some more power here, mess with the jungle pathing, slow Dread down, and then come over here where the bottom 2v2 is going Zeri's way. And
going to be able to at least deal with the rest of these little rocks. And he's now looking to try and punish an overextended Dove who's extraordinarily low. What happened in the meantime? As Trial by Fire almost just kills him, and Dread is going to be gifted first blood. Canna put in all the work, and the little Skarner comes over and gets himself a huge advantage. As now Prince dashing around, control ward just going to be taken. That's going to be the prize here on the bottom side. Definitely better for Nongshim to lose that rather than their bottom laners, as Dread at level 4 is just going to get invaded. A Lulu as well as a Trundle. Croco also making sure he deals with the Spire first, fighting a Trundle on his Spire. Definitely a dangerous choice to make, as I've seen this before.
Yep,
he's going to be turned into a little snowman, does manage to walk his way out. That actually, I think, changed the size, and so he could actually walk past. It was very, very cute, that interaction. Cannon Barrage has come on through here, as there is no Impale. However, BDD does have Emperor's Divide that he's going to swiftly miss. And now Closer diving forward. Doesn't have the beat drop anymore. Didn't actually find that one either, as Prince is going to skate on down. He's got level 6, and that'll get the flash out of the Azirs. Once again, Dread is going to have to deal with this pillar, but is going to be able to do so. We've had a lot of buttons pressed, not a lot of results. Yeah, and you can see Ghost, he had to change his trajectory as well. Will now be moving towards this fight potentially. Impale onto Croco as the final chapter is fantastically placed. Closer going to get snared. There's the Emperor's Divide this time, but Prince just dashes over it. Dove also fantastic wallop onto BDD, but immediately the trade will come in. Kyle now running the opposite direction. Closer is going home because Croco's already dead. Prince trying to be the hero, but you can't do anything about this, buddy. It's getting dangerous for you.
Yep.
And he is going to back away.
He just picks up an assist, not going to grab a kill, unfortunately, and this is a big win here for Nongshim. They stifle the Zeri quite a bit. They are able to pick up, of course, that first Rift Herald here. Just couldn't stick the landing.
Dread has flash, and the Impale is about to come back up. The rest of Liv Sandbox are coming on over. He's going to have to book it out of here. Does have zoomies available as the beat drop just barely misses. Good flash angle from Dread. As now Ghost trying to fight this one out. I don't know whether he really wants to, as Dread's going to land an E, but not find too much more. Extendo Beam doesn't find any joy either. So the back away does come through. And Dread with no flash is real, but okay, never mind. We've got a two-man ulti from BDD. Final chapter connects onto Closer, who does break his stopwatch. And now the Impale is going to come in. Croco's the target. Ghost changes his mind on who he wants to hit. And it's a good choice there, as well as now Prince trying to battle against the on-the-hunt Sivir, flashing on forward. That's the Ghost we've wanted to see all season long. And it's a triple kill for BDD's Azir.
This is almost going to be what breaks the back of Liv Sandbox here. Yeah, they take a 2 Drake lead here, and they win the neutral exchange that happened just before, but they stay too long. And Closer has not had a great game on this Seraphine. Up in 3, ults up in 2, ults up in 1, but it's just too late.
Yeah, and BDD calling it out here. He's like, I found my angle.
He's calling about this, that he has ult, and he's like, back, because they know that he's going to have ult as soon as he comes out. And they still end up winning the fight. That was so beautifully played. Everybody splits. BDD's calling the fight. And like both teams 100% focused on the fact that when he walks out of that stopwatch, he's going to have the ult. BDD calls it out. Everybody splits.
Man, I'm going to cry. Happy BDD, dude. This is a game 3, Wolf. They have a 4,000 gold lead against Liv Sandbox, who are 3rd placed in the LCK right now. This is what we've known this team is capable of. There's the Impale. Dove is the real dead, guys. That's a flash from Canna. He's feeling it as well. Dread will lock down the kill. 2-0 and 4 on the Skarner. Someone call Captain Flowers. This pick is busted. And as I say it, I'm going to cast a curse the heck out of him. Although Yuumi exists, so never mind. He's fine.
Barrel chain set up here for Kana makes it very difficult to chase. As Liv Sandbox here, Ghost has complete control over the mid lane, is going to grab, looks like almost a whole turret here.
And I can't believe I didn't see this immediately as soon as the Skarner was locked in. because this is what makes this comp make so much sense.
Closer.
Now, we've got a 5v5. Dove on a flank angle, spotted out by that control ward.
Closer needs somebody to extend his encore. Like, this is not the angle you want.
And Dove can't find the angle. He's down to 50% health just because he found a pirate. Cannon Barrage does come in there as well as the Encore just hits a gangplank. And once again, it does absolutely nothing. The ult from Prince, he does have full health. Is this the Zeri angle? As now he's just trying to fight everyone. Descana locks down the Dragon. Prince is still full though. This is a huge problem. Canna trying to run it out as Prince is skating on over. There is no Impale now though, and the pirate will be punished.
Okay, good shielding there coming from Closer. That was his real big impact in the fight. It was not his ultimate, but his ultimate buys enough time for Prince to close the gap, press that R button, and start to pop off in this longer exchange.
Yeah, they're just being ran around as now Cannon's going to find an angle onto Croco here. It's a decent use of the pillar, but it's not really going to do too much good work here as Dove is just going to explode. The Impale works out. Biddy finds the backline as well. Liv Sandbox try to limp away from this fight. Or do they? Because Liv Sandbox like going forward. They don't like going back. Nongshim are pretty happy about that whole situation.
No
Dread
setup.
finds the E there. It's going to find the little stun onto the Trundle, who is able to run it out. BDD shifting more sands closer to Closer. And yeah, you might get Wild Growth, but you're dead this time, Trundle. Croco not going to find that. In the meantime, Cannon's just... I mean, the piracy is just a pirate's life for me. He's just by himself, just taking down turrets, inhibitors.
Look at how far away Croco is right now. Where is that Seraphine ult going to hit?
Well, Croco also has absolutely, like, he has no flash. He has no way into the pit. Emperor's Divide is going to mean that he just can't do anything, as the Encore is going to connect once again only onto the pirate, as he at least is taking a heck of a lot of damage. Croco keeps himself alive for approximately forever, as now Dread's going to get jumped on, but the Impale is going to be there. Dove manages to flash his way out. But this is just testing the waters on both sides. You can see the map is in the control of Nongshim. If they keep Liv Sandbox here, it's a good thing as Ghost takes matters into his own hands. The Ricochet is tearing them apart. And it's a gigantic teleport to come in here. Canna is just going to turn up, shoots the Seraphine in the face. BDD also finds a two-man ulti, and this is the Nongshim we've wanted all year. And we finally see what they're capable of.
A perfect game for Ghost and Dread, and Nongshim will upset Liv Sandbox in this series. Such a great set of advantages they had early, but they never stopped pushing them.
Yeah, all we needed was Sivir to become meta again, Wolf, and then Ghost is able to pop off. Croco now on the fountain is going to get taken down by Canna. The Pirate had a pretty good game, but Nongshim just in general, they played as a team, and it was just beautiful to watch. There's a reason why there's a whole bunch of Nongshim fans that are just next to tears right now in that audience, because that's what they've been waiting to see this entire season long.
Nobody likes to watch a team that's depressed, that's struggling, that's really down on their luck, and looks miserable when they walk into the studio every best of three.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Jisun for the POG interview, joined by Kana, Dread from Nongshim Red Force. Finally, a much-needed victory to end an 8-match-long losing streak. How do you feel, guys? Just like you said, you know, the losing streak was so long, and I'm so happy that we were able to break the streak. And also, in fact, after like winning game number 1, I was getting emotional, and I'm just so happy I had a lot of fun today. Same, I'm happy that we were able to finally end our losing streak, and I think I'm like feeling the happiest today. So how are you able to always kind of keep your mentality strong throughout these hard times? I'm pretty vulnerable to, you know, all the stress, so I tried my best to kind of relieve the stress better. And in the player comm, we could hear Ghost being extra happy after securing the match victory. It was like, yeah, this is it, guys. This is what we wanted to do. So what was the thing that Nongshim really wanted to do throughout the summer split? Probably winning, you know? Regardless of the performance, you know, it's always good to win, so we really, really wanted to win, and I guess Ghost was referring to that. And Kana, in game number 1, you guys were kind of making the opponents to take the Sivir Yumi comp, because maybe you guys prepared that Alistar counter pick? Well, the bottom side of the map is not my territory, so I'm not sure. But I think, yeah, they did prepare some counter comp into some of the bottom lane meta picks. So Snowflower was pretty confident with that Alistar pick. And we were able to see some outplays from that Alistar in game number 1. Gwen in game number 1, played by the opponent, was also one of the top tier pick, and due to yesterday was able to make some outplay too. So what are your thoughts on Gwen right now? With the change with the ult, I think it has become a lot easier for people to use, and also her base damage has increased as well. So early on, I tried to go a little bit safer when I was playing Nara into Gwen, a little bit more passive. I was not expecting to win POG, but at the second tier turret of the mid lane, you know, when we got Sivir kill, I was like, yeah, this is one of the aggressive plays that I can make. And I'm curious how Nongshim was able to step up so much as a team. Same, I'm curious too. Maybe because we were practicing really hard. Was there any team bonding activity you guys did? We just always tried our best to cheer up and prepare for the matches. And Dread, in game number 2, your Trundle was also popping off, and then in game 3, you decided to blind pick Skarner, one of the newest pick here in the League of Legends. So tell me about it. So looking at the opponent's comp, Skarner was the best fit into their comp, and then our coaching staff was recommending the Skarner pick for me. So yeah, it was the right situation to play Skarner. I'm pretty sure not many people know that Skarner actually exists. So any tips on playing that pick? Nothing much. When you ult, you actually have to change your direction a little bit. Then I don't know how to describe this, but it makes your teammates easier to do damage onto the target. So make sure to turn a little bit when you are using that ult. And Dread, you were really aggressive today, going for all the counter jungling in the opponent's territory in game 3, and also in game 1 and 2 as well. Today in general, you were really aggressive and proactive. Overall, our laners had priority in lane, so I thought it would be really nice if I can find the enemy jungler. Nongshim finally secured a match victory after a long losing streak, and I hope this is a turning point for you guys. Your next opponent will be Freddy Brion. I think Brion is really good at team fights, so we have to watch out for that. And also, last time when we were shooting the slower pa, the shoulder contents, we lost to them, the quizzes and stuff. So I hope we can get our revenge on them, because I was a little bit embarrassed that I lost that street low fighter quizzes. Last time in the Freddy Brion series, I had some personal issues, so I was not able to play. So I hope I can play on stage this time around and bring a victory. And this will be the end of the interview from Dread Kana from Nongshim Red Force, and back to the Carpet Space Astronauts. Thank you.